Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and restless Claire went from zero to natural-born killer after encountering Jordan, and no one can blame her. Although Nikki and Victoria did try to talk her out of her deadly plans, alas, the traumatized young woman wasn't having it and has vowed to move ahead with or without their help. Unfortunately, due to the extreme nature of her scheme, it is not going to be without consequences. As we're all aware, Claire is in a relationship with her cousin Summer's ex-husband Kyle. Cla is extremely close to Kyle and Summer's son Harrison, a bond partly forged when they both survived a terrifying abduction by her aunt Jordan. She became the kids' nanny despite Summer's reservations, and the little guy is thrilled that Cla and his dad are now having sleepovers at the Avat Man's. Even Summer, who once saw as a threat to her son's safety due to her connection to Jordan, has reluctantly accepted her relationship with Kyle. Everything's coming up roses, but every rose has its thorn, as the rockers in Poison will only be too happy to tell you. Maybe the twist shouldn't have been shocking given her background, but Claire has been such a Girl Scout since moving in with the new ones that we kind of forgot about her being a train killer. Kyle too clearly believes that's all behind her, or he wouldn't have allowed her to forge such a close connection to his son. Therein lies the problem, or one of them anyway. Claire is calmly and without reservation plotting a cold-blooded murder. Perhaps the fact that it's Jordan who once kidnapped Harrison would be a mitigating factor for Kyle, but that all depends on the writing. The fact is, his new girlfriend is leaving him out of the loop on a rather major decision, not to mention she appears to have no intention of alerting him to the fact that her child's kidnapper is once again on the loose in Genoa City. This could be a critical lapse in judgment on her part. While one can understand why she wouldn't want to bring Kyle into the loop, he'd be an accessory to murder. This is a soap opera, and there will be fallout from whatever her next move is. Where Jordan's concerned, Claire is not going to quietly offer on and then resume reading bedtime stories to Harrison and kissing Kyle as though nothing happened. Young and restless spoilers tease that Victor will get involved, which means this situation with Jordan is set to blow wide open. If the rest of the new ones know Summer will find out, then Kyle will find out that Claire knew her aunt was back and said nothing. He'll probably find out that she planned to kill her, and that should give him great pause about allowing her around his son. It will certainly give Summer pause. There will be fireworks, we predict, but theirs isn't the only romance that will be affected by the fallout from Claire's decision to kill Jordan. Her grandmother and her mother have signed on to help put a permanent end to the madwoman, and while Victor will be miffed at Nikki not coming to him for help, it's Cole we're most concerned about. Cole isn't a violent type and will not understand Victoria co-sponsoring their newfound daughter's plans to kill. This is going to cause a rift and a half, which may be a good thing because the pairing desperately needs some type of drama. The worst-case scenario, Victoria and Cole's relationship will end tragically if our other hunch proves to be true. What we know for sure is that Kyle and Cole will both be stunned to learn that not only were their women plotting a murder, they kept it hidden from them. It's not going to go over well on a number of levels. Can the romances, both of which are in their early days, survive? Could Jordan survive? It all remains to be seen. Southeast pie of readers in the fast-paced world of daytime soap operas, The Young and the Restless has remained a staple for decades, known for its twists, turns, and unpredictable plot lines. Among its myriad characters, Cla Fisher has emerged as one of the more complex and intriguing ones. The question on the minds of many viewers, particularly after recent episodes, is this: will Cla kill Jordan? To understand the gravity of this potential moment, the storyline, we must first explore the characters involved and the dynamics that have led to this highly charged question. Claire Fisher, portrayed by an actor with both grace and intensity, has always been a character defined by her internal struggle. She's a woman with deep moral convictions, but also one who's not afraid to embrace her darker instincts when pushed too far. Throughout her time on The Young and the Restless, Claire has been faced with numerous trials, romantic heartbreak, betrayal, and the constant balancing act between right and wrong. However, her greatest inner battle has always been her struggle with control both of herself and the situations around her. Her recent storyline arc, where she's been entangled in a complicated love triangle and professional conflict, has only exacerbated her emotional turmoil. Claire's need for control and a world that constantly shifts has driven her to make some questionable decisions. Her relationship with Jordan, a sly, calculating businessman with a past shrouded in mystery, has particularly tested her limits. Jordan, while appearing charming on the surface, has never been entirely trustworthy. His past is littered with secrets and his current dealings are anything but above board. For the past few months he has been manipulating Claire, using his wits and charisma to keep her on a string. His ability to flatter her with false promises of power and prestige has made CLA question her own judgment. He's pulled her into a dangerous game, promising her the world in exchange for loyalty, but always keeping one foot in the shadows. Jordan's true colors began to emerge when Claire discovered his involvement in a shady business deal, one that could ruin the lives of countless innocent people if it came to light. She confronted him, hoping to reason with him, but instead he turned the tables, painting her as a threat to his empire. In the process, he made it clear that he would do anything to silence her. He didn't just want to control her, he wanted to break her. As the stakes have gotten higher, Claire's patience has worn thin. The tension between the two has escalated to a boiling point. Jordan's unrelenting pursuit of power, coupled with his increasing manipulations, has pushed CLA to the edge. She finds herself at a crossroads. Does she continue to play Jordan's game, knowing that every move he makes could bring her closer to the abyss, or does she take a stand and fight back, even if that means risking everything? There are moments in soap operas when a character makes a choice that defines them forever, and Claire is approaching such a moment. The question of whether CLA will kill Jordan isn't just about her seeking vengeance for herself, it's about the culmination of her internal battle between maintaining her morals and embracing the darkness that threatens to consume her. Claire has always had a deep empathy for others, but that empathy has been repeatedly tested by Jordan's cold manipulations. She's been through heartbreak but nothing compares to the kind of emotional manipulation Jordan has subjected her to. For CLA, every lie he tells and every false promise he makes eats away her sense of justice, her sense of right and wrong, and yet a part of her begins to wonder, what if he never stops? What if he never lets go of the power he has over me? The idea of ending the threat permanently might begin to feel like the only viable option, and as the tension mounts, viewers are left to wonder if Claire's breaking point will be reached. As the plot thickens, the question remains, will CLA take the ultimate step and kill Jordan? The answer depends on several factors that will unfold in the coming episodes. Firstly, there's Claire's deep-seated morality. She's always prided herself on doing what's right, even if it meant making personal sacrifices. What with Jordan's constant gaslighting and dangerous behavior, that moral compass begins to falter. What happens when someone who has always strived to do good is pushed so far that they see no other way out? Will she remain the person we've come to know, or will she shed the last remnants of her former self in a desperate act of self-preservation? Then there's the question of Claire's emotional state. In soap operas, characters' actions are often driven by extreme emotions: love, hatred, betrayal, fear, and CLA is no exception. If she were to kill Jordan, it would likely be in a moment of intense emotional turmoil, perhaps a confrontation in which she feels utterly cornered with nowhere to turn. She might see it as an act of liberation, a way to finally end the terror he's inflicted upon her. This could happen in a climactic showdown, perhaps a confrontation where Claire holds the power, her anger and fear culminating in a decision that shocks viewers to the core. But there's also the possibility of a twist. In true soap opera fashion, Claire might not go through with it after all. Perhaps her compassion, her empathy will win out, and she'll find a way out with G or without resorting to violence. Alternatively, someone else could intervene, stopping CLA from making the irreversible decision to kill him. A character like Adam Newman, who has had his own dark History with vengeance could step in at the right moment, either to prevent her